Hey guys, so I decided to make some Yakult last night and it came out super tasty, so I decided to make a short little video of the how-to. And it basically goes like just the way it goes when you're making any other yogurt. I've got my nice 1 gallon jar, as you could see. I use it as great for making yogurt and kombucha. That's the way to go. So all you need is a bag of instant non-fat dry milk, some good old sugar. I think you could use any sugar, but I'm not sure about sugar substitutes because it's a food for the microbiome. But if you could always try it, and if that works out, let me know. So it's 1 serving of non-fat dry milk, and I boiled the water in a pot. I'll show you in the next picture first. And I put in about 1.33 cups of sugar, but a little more, a little less. It's a bit to taste. I felt like the gallon came out pretty sweet, but you have to try for yourself. 2 Yakults as a starter, which that was added, after we boiled the milk. I'll tell you more about that in a sec. And the flavors also came in last. And I've got my good old big spoon. So the way it goes is I just looked at the serving size for the non-fat dry milk and I boiled the water in a decent sized pot. I mean, whatever fits, you could do for that. And you're supposed to boil it first because that just cancels out any pre-existing microbiome. So it makes it better for your yogurt to be able to grow. I also did make sure that everything's pretty damn clean. Excuse my language. So I just got that to a nice boil, then mixed in that non-fat dry milk. And in the meantime, while it boiled just a little bit, you have to be careful because it could boil over easy. I filled the jar about halfway up with some fresh water. Because it's a type of yogurt drink. I mean, if you're making other yogurts, there would be much less of a water ratio, if any at all. So you boil that water, get that in there with the instant non-fat dry milk, mix it till it's dissolved, then you get that in there with the water. And then I put the 2 Yakults in there. Make sure it's not too hot, but once you mix it with the jar is already half full of fresh water, it's pretty light warm. And after that, I got a coffee filter because I've got a lot of Chemex ones, but you could probably use a napkin or a piece of paper, just something that breathes so the microbiome could grow. And I couldn't find a rubber band, so I just put a little ribbon around it just to make it so nothing else can get in there, nice and secure. And I stuck it under my cabinet or just basically any cool, dark place that's nice and safe from anything. Stuck it in there to ferment for 8 hours. I put a little safety aluminum foil blanket on it for mine because it just, it cancels out any light. And I just remember for when I was making kombucha, it was like just a little bit of a trick because I noticed that the kombucha jars that were in the light were fermenting a lot slower than the ones who were just completely covered. And for this one, I did it for 8 hours, fermenting nice and safely. And I mixed it once in between, so every 4 hours. And then what comes after that is you want to mix it up. That's the point where I started putting in the flavors. I put just a couple drops of the lemon and a couple drops of the orange and just 1 drop of vanilla. And I do have to say, even that came out pretty strong. So it's to taste. You could probably mix fruit juices in and stuff too, but I just have to say, take it slow, because those flavorings, even the McCormick ones, could be pretty strong, so you don't want to have to dilute it. if you put too much flavoring in. And then after that, I put my screw cap on and put it in the fridge to ferment for another 8 to 12 hours before you start eating it. And I just went in there and I popped the top and let it breathe for the microbiome every like 4-ish hours, so it doesn't get like pressurized in there and stuff. And after that, super tasty, done and done. That's it. You could have it with fruit. You could have it with some cookies. It's super, super tasty. You could always experiment with putting different flavors in too. I put some cinnamon before and it was like a horchata kind of taste. And what could be better than a probiotic horchata, okay? It's just plain delicious if you're a yogurt junkie, all right? So best of luck to you guys. Any questions, any insights, lay it out in the comments. I'd be so interested. I mean, yogurt making is surprisingly fun. So have a good day, guys.